What was up with Adrien Broner after the fight? Saying he beat Pacquiao. No way, that's not true, he didn't beat that fight. Pacquiao was totally winning. We don't have our own house, we don't have land, we don't even have food, we just, we have to work every day to make money to buy food. What happens when some of the best boxers ever all agree on one thing? And what if that one thing is a name? A super strong guy, a storm in a person, Manny Pacquiao. You see, when famous boxers talk, everyone listens, and when famous boxers can't stop talking about how super amazing Manny Pacquiao was at his best, You're talking about more than just a good boxer, you're talking about something huge, something that smashed through weight groups like they were paper and moved around other boxers like a super fast wind in shoes. So thanks, that's funny Pete, that's really touching, we're touched, thanks so much, okay, thank you. Let's be real, boxing has seen some awesome boxers, but when the gloves are put away and the punches stop flying, what's left are the stories, the surprises, the wonder, the shock. And Manny Pacquiao is in the middle of lots of those stories, from making famous boxers quiet to making world champions look like beginners. Pacquiao didn't just box, he did magic, the kind that left even the most confident boxers wiping sweat off their faces, happy they didn't have to fight him at his best. Ricky Hatton was one of the brave ones who stepped into the danger, and wow, did he get burned? Now this is a guy who had already fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. and made it out, just barely, but when he faced Manny Pacquiao, it was like watching a guy run straight into a super sharp saw. Hatton, who says he's super tough, couldn't hide the truth. Manny's speed wasn't just fast, it was not fair, a flash of destruction, like fighting someone who didn't follow the rules of moving. And yet the story doesn't start or stop with Hatton. It's a story of broken plans, hurt feelings, and champions forced to say, yeah, they too got caught by the magic of the Pac-Man. Floyd Mayweather, known for his big confidence as much as his blocking, gave Manny his props, not in front of reporters, not when the cameras wanted it, but in those quiet times when the truth slips out with a smile. Mayweather didn't just make it through Manny, he got away from him, that's right, got away, beat, and he got totally beat by the judge's decision in that fight. I don't know what he was talking about when he said everyone knows he won the fight. Adrien Broner did not win that fight, and by the way, Jim Great pointed out, right, he threw like what, less than 8 punches around. What did I say when I talked to him last week, huh? Jim, I said, they say you don't throw punches, man. He said it's not about how many, it's about the right time, but let's not jump ahead, because every champion Pacquiao faced brought something new to the ring, and each of them walked away different in their body, their feelings, their spirit. So get ready, because this isn't just a walk through boxing history, this is a no-holds-barred, truth-telling time from the biggest names in boxing, all saying under the bright lights about the unstoppable force that was and still is Manny Pacquiao. Mike Tyson, congrats, this is a cool gym. I hope lots of people will want to train here. Thank you. Congrats, Mike. Congrats, congratulations. Yes, beautiful. I'm here to support you. Thank you. Appreciate it, brother. Oscar de La Hoya found out the hard way. The golden boy, once unbeatable, walked into that fight with Manny like a guy who had seen everything, but he hadn't seen Manny, not like that. De La Hoya stepped into the ring with pride, history, and championships. He left it wondering about everything. Every punch Manny threw wasn't just fast, it was perfect. De La Hoya couldn't breathe, couldn't move, and then, like a sad story hero, admitted something no boxer should ever have to say. He knew it was over before it started. That fight, that wasn't just a loss, it was a total cleanup. Pacquiao didn't just beat De La Hoya, he pushed him out of the spotlight. The great thing about Manny, he didn't just beat you with punches, he beat you with moving. He beat you with timing. He turned every match into a song, and every opponent into a guest leader being led off a cliff. Floyd Mayweather, the unbeatable master of blocking, admitted that Manny was probably the best he'd ever faced. That's a big deal from a guy who could dodge bullets with shoulder moves, but even Floyd couldn't say no to the fact that Pacquiao's angles, his footwork, his punches, it all came together like music, hard, beautiful music. Well, it kind of shocked me because Pacquiao tends to lean forward with his head, which is how Marquez got him in that third fight. Correct. But he was quicker, he was quicker, he was always more aggressive, he landed more. That 8th and 9th round, he was all over Adrien Broner, all over him. And then there's Joshua Clot. Now here's a man who, for some reason, decided to walk into the storm with an umbrella made of confidence. He didn't just lose, he folded like cheap paper art. And years later, Clot basically admitted what fans thought: he never had a chance. He was underpaid, not ready, and outclassed. He couldn't even find the energy to throw. Manny's punches came in bursts, like machine gun shots from every direction, and Clot's only goal became staying alive. But Manny didn't just make champions feel small, he made them rethink their jobs. Keith Thurman came in loud, full of big talk, calling himself the new king of the welterweights. But Manny was 40 years old, and he treated Thurman like a practice dummy. One knockdown, then another, and while Thurman showed heart, he couldn't do what most of Manny's opponents couldn't either: solve the puzzle. Pacquiao's speed, his timing, that strong left hand. By the time you figured out how to react, he'd already moved 3 steps ahead. He also has a case for greatest fighter, pound for pound, who ever lived. Think about. By the way, I don't think he wins that argument. Sugar Ray Robinson is safely set in that spot, but Henry Armstrong, Muhammad Ali, Harry Greb, Sam Langford, Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, whoever else you want to mention, even broadcasters couldn't stay neutral. Max Kellerman, a man who's made a job out of talking sense and numbers, nearly burst with excitement trying to describe how totally crazy Manny's rise was, from flyweight all the way up to welterweight, winning big championships along the way. That's like a chess player winning world titles with every piece on the board. Nobody had done it before, nobody's done it since, and odds are nobody ever will. When Robert Garcia, one of the smartest guys in boxing, compared Pacquiao's 8 division wins to Mayweather's undefeated record, he didn't even blink. The undefeated record, cool, sure, but anyone with a good manager and an easy list of fights could get there. 8 divisions, though, that's a warrior's list. That's not picking fights, that's fighting everyone, anyone, anywhere, and still walking out with your arms up. It's about Manny, 'cause I'm sure mentally you prepared as well as physically prepared, Shane. But you know they have shuttles. Yeah, they have shutters, bro. Shane. No, Shane took, everything with Pag. I remember one thing. I remember him wrapping his hands, 'cause he wraps his own hands. Yeah, man. Give ass to me, Antonio. Margarito learned the hard way what happens when you think Pacquiao isn't a big deal. He thought his size would matter. He thought being a bigger guy meant something, but Manny made him look like a slow giant. Punch after punch, round after round, Pacquiao painted his face with punches. By the end of the fight, Margarito wasn't just beaten, he was totally changed, bones broken, spirit crushed, and the idea of size advantage thrown out the window. Mike Tyson, the toughest man on the planet, had no problem saying it straight. According to him, Pacquiao wasn't just good, he was amazing, the kind of boxer who made you question reality. Because when you watched him fight, it was like watching someone who broke the rules of boxing and made new ones. Even famous promoter Bob Arum didn't hide his wonder. He saw in Manny the same energy he once saw in Muhammad Ali, not just in the ring, but outside it, a force that went beyond boxing, a personality that lifted countries and broke through politics. A man who, with nothing but punches and a smile, became a hero to millions at the same time. We have to see that fight. So Pacquiao's best was just about as good as anyone in history now. I'd have picked Mayweather back then. He's the naturally bigger fighter, and that's the point when you talk about pound for pound. If a fighter moves up out of his natural weight group and can still fight with the best who ever did it, what does that mean about the quality of that fighter's best, pound for pound? Tim Bradley, who faced both Manny and Terence Crawford, gave us a super smart lesson. According to him, Manny wasn't just a fast starter Manny because Pacquiao wasn't just power or speed, he was instinct, a living, breathing reflex machine. He didn't react, he knew ahead. While you were throwing your first jab, Manny was landing his third, and let's not forget the sneaky mind games. Manny smiled at you, laughed, looked like a nice church boy, but then he'd break your ribs with the same fist. That difference, the gentleman outside the ring and the monster inside it, left opponents confused in their heads. They couldn't hate him, and when you can't hate the guy hitting your face, it's a whole different kind of hurt. Hi, nice to meet you. I like you. How was it? Amazing. Thank you for all the hospitality. Sorry I wasn't able to come and see you guys with everything that was going on. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you. Let's go back for a second. How often do boxing legends, known for protecting their confidence like championship belts, altogether lower their shades, tip their hats and say, that guy, yeah, that guy was built different. You'd think it was once in a lifetime, but here's the twist. Manny Pacquiao is that lifetime. Even trainers, tough old guys in the quarter who've seen hundreds of boxers come and go like seasonal fruit, started acting like excited teenagers whenever Manny entered the gym. The sound of those mitts popping under Pacquiao's gloves, that wasn't just training, that was music. That was wild. With a beat, they'd hear it and stop mid-sentence. Conversations about rent or politics would stop dead. Why? Because the Southpaw song was on. Brandon Rio made lightning fast, and then, when he fought, Tim fast, but not as fast. Now, as fast as I am, he's going to have fast. It's all relative. Speed is relative. Did he just say he's faster than me? Oh my. Music. Gosh. Ah, that's hilarious. Opponents knew they were in trouble when their best punch landed right on, and Pacquiao just smiled. You could hit him with a super punch from a god and Pacquiao would bounce on his toes like he just smelled some yummy food cooking nearby. You don't fight that kind of man, you just try to stay alive. Let's not forget the commentators. These are pros, trained to stay calm, but during a Pacquiao fight, even the most serious announcers started sounding like fans. In the stands, they'd lose track of the round, mispronounce names, shout over each other like kids fighting for the controller, and who could blame them? Watching Manny box was like trying to describe a wildfire. Everything happened too fast, too dangerously, and too beautifully. And then there's the body movement. Pacquiao didn't just throw punches, he launched rockets with his whole body. His angles were so sharp they needed warning signs. He didn't come straight at you, he zigzagged, darted, weaved, like a hummingbird on a sugar rush. If you blinked, he was behind you. Blink again, and he's already marked your jaw with a four-punch combo. Blink one more time, you're staring up at the ring lights, wondering if you just slipped on sweat or got hit by a comet. Tim's fat. He's not really known as a fast guy. It's like, what am I known for? Kid, like really fat? Oh man, he going to learn. November 22nd, you know, what fast is all about. Manny, pack out, lightning fast, feet, reflexes, angles, and yet, with all that wildness, he had the face of a man who'd help you fix your flat tire and share a laugh afterward. That was part of the trick. Fighters were ready to meet a monster in the ring, but instead, they got beat by a smiling storm with legs made of super strong metal. Trainers tried to get ready for him. Oh, they tried. We're going to train for his speed, they said. We've got a southpaw plan. But once that bell rang and Pacquiao started zipping around like a super fast pinball, all the prep work turned into warm-up exercises for a beating. Some fighters even tried trash talk. Bad idea. Trash talk needs time to say, and by the time they got through their first insult, Pacquiao had already hit them 4 times, switched stances, and winked at their coach. You don't insult the storm, you board up your windows and pray. He definitely is, good luck to him. Though man, good luck to him. He's faster than me. Really, are you serious? Our jury's faster than me. Are you serious? Come on. Man, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me, man. You're taller, but not faster. In the history of boxing, very few have aged like fine wine in the ring. Most fighters start collecting damage like old cars collect rust. Not Manny. He changed. He grew. He became a smarter, deadlier version of his younger self. In his late 30s, he was beating guys 10 years younger and making it look chill. Not easy, chill. Now, some doubters would say, well, he lost some fights. And yes, because he actually fought tough guys, while other boxers were building records like overexcited number crunchers. Manny was saying, line him up. He didn't run from challenges. He ran into them face first, gloves swinging, heart beating like a war drum. Pacquiao didn't duck. He dove. He faced men who had size, reach, youth, and the best science money could buy. And what did he bring? Heart, speed, a grin that said, try me. And when the dust cleared, most of those fighters were left blinking in shock, wondering how someone that happy just gave them a beating that would echo in their bones. For years, I punched so damn hard you might want to see every step of this to make sure, because you might think I have something as hot as that. But after he wrapped the hands, I held my hand up like this, and he said in my hand, I said, shoot, had I not seen him wrap that hand, I'd asked him to rewrap that darn thing. Let's not even get started on his balance. Manny could be midair, throwing a left hook, pivoting his foot, dodging a jab, and still land with the grace of a gymnast. You can't teach that. That's magic programming. You either have it or you don't. And Pacquiao had it in tons. He didn't box like he was trying to win rounds. He boxed like he was trying to break science. The man made science cry. Trainers called it weird, fans called it magic, opponents called it a blur, and historians, they started carving his name into stone before he even retired. When you look back at the legends, Ali, Tyson, Duran, Sugar Ray, you realize what they had in common. Unpredictability, charm, violence, hidden behind poetry. Manny had all of it, with one added feature, humility. He wasn't boxing to show off, he was boxing because it was the only way his soul could shout. That's why legends praise him, because legends recognize each other by scars, not belts. And the ones who shared the ring with Manny, they left with stories and x-rays. And just when you thought he was done, that he'd fade into retirement with a Senate seat and a halo, he returned. He'd lace up again, because for Manny Pacquiao, retirement wasn't an end, it was just a break. The curtain hadn't fallen, it just paused to catch its breath. You can bet the 2024 comeback isn't just a publicity stunt. This is Manny's final song, his last page in the epic he's been writing with his fists. And trust this, he won't whisper the ending, he'll scream it with every punch. He'll make it unforgettable. Sabermetrician had a way of ranking baseball players that I came across as a kid and thought, that's really smart. You have to rank them at their best, and then also over the course of their careers, because when you have that argument, are you talking about who accomplished the most, or what heights did they reach? What peak did they reach? Take either. For Pacquiao, take his peak. Was it at 140 pounds when he crushed Ricky Hatton, Miguel Cotto, and then Oscar de la Hoya? Though that was at 147 Was that Pacquiao's peak? Because remember, that's when the Mayweather-Pacquiao hype actually reached super high. Oh my god. So for the doubters out there, the ones saying, why? Come back! Because legends don't fade. Quietly, they leave echoes, and Manny Pacquiao is ready to echo one last time. This isn't nostalgia, it's unfinished business. One last song for the fans. One last storm for the ring. One last hurricane with gloves. So whether you've watched every fight since the flyweight days, or you just stumbled across this channel, make no mistake, what we're witnessing is historic. A man whose fists wrote chapters in boxing lore is picking up the pen again, and when he steps through those ropes, it won't just be another match, it will be a moment, a moment you'll want to remember, a moment you'll tell your grandkids about, a moment when time stood still and Manny Pacquiao started dancing again. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the madness, like the video if you're ready for the comeback of the century, and comment your favorite Pacquiao moment below. We want to hear the war stories. History's not finished yet, and neither is Manny